Entertainment is the game. Everybody check it out. Border Crack and Speak About.
Hello again.
Evening, here we are, Border Crack and Speak About.
The Cumbrian Music Podcast. What we thought we'd do is a little kind of resume of what's happened in the last month. So, what do you think, Paul? It's gone pretty well.
Yeah, well, really pleased with it. I think everybody seems to have caught on to it. We've had some really good comments.
Yeah.
A lot of people clicking to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think we're going to try and get it up on a platform where you can download it at some point soon,
Yeah.
but it's still on YouTube and it's going well.
Yeah.
The first episode, obviously, was just me and you talking shite.
Talking shite, yeah.
But, you know, I
It was
enjoyed
good
that.
shite.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
It was good. Do you
And
know
then-
what? Somebody said you'll have to do a part 2 sometime.
Well,
Because I think we stopped around about the 90s, didn't we?
We probably did, yeah. We could
We could
probably
do a part 2 at some point.
Let's
There's no
do
rush.
that. Let's
Yeah.
do that. But then we had the inimitable Mr. Dunn
We
for
had-
our first episode last week.
Good old Dunno.
Oh.
And everyone said Dunno did a great job of his interview because, I mean, he opened up, didn't he? He was honest.
He did, and I mean, you know, he was very frank and honest. He went to some dark places, but I think the whole overtone of the whole episode was joy, even though
Absolutely.
he did get a bit dark.
Yeah.
And it was just good. It was a good time to do it with him because, I mean, the guy's a legend, isn't he? So, like, to do it just before his 60th birthday, just before
Absolutely.
one of the biggest gigs he's ever taken on.
Yeah.
No, it was
It was the right
great.
time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good for us as well. It was a good
Yeah.
time for us to do
Yeah.
it. And did you hear he name checked us when they were playing?
He
on
name checked
Saturday
us at
night?
the gig on Saturday night, which leads on to the gig. The gig was absolutely fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of local bands doing original music, and I think that has to be
Yeah.
possibly the top one. I think it was fantastic.
I would agree. And I think as well, the venue smashed it. The lads all played out of the skins. The sound
Absolutely.
was amazing. Dave
Yeah.
Moody on the sound.
Dave Moody.
He's just like a legend and all, isn't he, Dave?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one of those things that everything was right about it. Everything
Yeah.
clicked in the right place.
Everybody was there who you'd expect to be there.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing old faces, old people that we've known for many years. That we
Yeah.
haven't. I mean, there was one guy, Steve Pridmore. I haven't seen him for like
Steve,
30
yeah,
years.
I saw Steve as well.
30
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
It's like it's great, isn't it?
Well, we did a gig with Steve, and it was like a variety show. And Steve came and did a magic show,
All right.
and he called himself the Marvelous Prideaux. So when he introduced himself to me on Saturday night, he said, "You don't know who I am, do you?" And I said, "I'm sorry, you're gonna have to give me a clue." He said, "The Marvelous Prideaux." I said, "Are you going to do some tricks tonight on stage?" Hi, Steve. It was good to see Steve, and the guys from Celtic Storm who I hadn't seen
Yeah,
for years, so
yeah,
they were all
yeah.
there,
Aye.
and Dave, my predecessor in Celtic Storm.
Yeah,
So we
Dave
got a
was
group
there.
photo. We got
Yeah. Oh, that
Daylight
was
Rush
great.
photo. I got
Yeah.
a Sobot photo. It was brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So that was Saturday. So that was the gig. So what we're going to do is talk about the next episode, which is coming right now, and that is, you maybe see the T-shirt here, a little bit of a clue. It's one of my heroes, Mr. Francis Dunnery, otherwise known as Frank.
Yeah.
And we spoke to him on I think it was the 8th of June.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah. He was up here to do the. He does this charity show every year in aid of his parents, and a children's fund he set up in their name. And he was in the county. It was great
Yeah.
that he actually chucked some time
Yeah.
at us. So we met him down at St B's at the Seacourt Hotel.
It did.
It was it's like something off Psycho, wasn't it?
It was because we'd hoped we'd be in the main room where he was going to have his concert and everything, but there was like a Women's Institute meeting on or something, so they put us in an actual hotel room. So we're in room number 8.
It was good. I mean, yeah, they were very nice to us. Actually, they were good about it. So,
Yeah.
And Frank came along, and he was so pushed for time because I think he was trying to just get everything sorted.
Yeah.
So the fact that he spent some time with us, and so some of the stories that guy's got, I mean, we didn't even scratch the surface. I guess
We didn't scratch the surface, and I think what we want to say, Frank, if you're listening and watching, we want to try and do a part 2 at some point if you're up for that.
But you know, to think people think of, well, it's Frank Dunnery from It Bites. Well,
Yeah.
it is, but
There's more to it than
they're
that.
missing the point that the guy played guitar with Robert Plant.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, one of the probably the biggest guitarist gigs in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had a couple of good stories about that, so we won't chuck the spoilers in. Will
No, but he played on Lauryn Hill's album. He's played with Santana. He's done stuff with Chris Difford out of Squeeze. And I mean the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Again, we only scratched the surface with that really.
Yeah.
And he's been a big hero of mine since the Eat Bites days, but I've followed his career right through, all his solo stuff. I've been to 2 of his house concerts, which are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we would maybe speak to him in the future about. He invented this concept of house concerts, a rock star turning up at your house and doing a concert with no PA, just him and a guitar, telling stories and playing songs.
And he does the astrology, doesn't he? The horoscopes at the house concerts.
And I think he's done thousands and thousands of gigs all over the world.
Oh yeah,
in people's houses. It's incredible, really.
The annoying thing, I've seen Francis a lot of times solo. I've seen him Bites a few times. I'm probably not as you're a bigger fanboy than me that night.
I'm a
no
fanboy,
doubt.
yeah.
But I love Frank, and I always have done. And I think it's because growing up in West Cumbria, he was seen as a bit of an additional hero. You know, like 'cause he was one of ours, definitely
That's
one of
right.
ours.
Him and his brother Baz, they were big guitar heroes out west, weren't they?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You know, even when you were young, you'd heard of them.
Yeah.
You know, because Baz particularly was a bit older than me.
Yeah.
Frank's still a bit older, but not too much. But
yeah.
So he's somebody that's always been, the Dunnery name's always been out there, without a doubt.
Absolutely. And I mean, the bizarre thing going to the Seacoast Hotel, turning up, knocking on the door of room number 8, and Frank opens the door. All right, lad. Shakes my hands.
Well, I got there before you, and the first knock on the door was him. All right, lad. Comes in. No, I've only got like 45 minutes for this.
And the thing is about him, he's lived in London, he's lived in LA, he's lived in New York, he now lives somewhere in Pennsylvania or somewhere.
Yeah.
He has never lost his West Cumbrian accent, has he? And it's
Not one bit. No.
That's the great thing about it, really.
One bit.
So we're going to do that next. So we are going to introduce our interview with Mr. Francis Dunnery. Just Paul reminded you before, the CKD CF charity is still taking donations, and we'll put the details of that on this podcast and also at the end. So anyone who wants to make a donation, all the money goes to kids in good causes in West Cumbria.
Yeah. It's a worthy cause, it really is. Yeah.
So without further ado, here is our interview with Mr. Francis Dunnery.
Hello. Here we are in St. Bees by the Sea.
What a crack and speak about.
It's a glorious Monday evening, and even more glorious because we've got the company of the amazing
Francis Dunnery.
Hey,
The
Francis.
great me.
Thank you so much for taking time out, because I know you're super, super busy tonight.
And just a bit of a warning, I'm going to be a fanboy, Frank.
You can be a fanboy all you want. I love it. I'm a fanboy too. I'm a big fanboy. When I get this, see, I always think that, like, if you like people, or somebody's like done stuff in your life that you've heard or it's touched you in some way, I have to tell them.
Yeah.
I regret not telling Joni Mitchell. I wanted to. I never got to meet Joni. I was real close to her at one point because her husband was going to produce my record, and I wanted to sit down and just say, Joni, you've got to understand, like, I heard everything that you did. I can hear it all.
Yeah.
I can hear the melodies and why and you just need to know that you are absolutely superb. You're a beautiful thing on the air. No, I just feel compelled to do that.
Did you do it?
No, I haven't met her, but I've done it to a bunch of people. They're like looking at me like, dude, come on.
Who's the most famous one that you've given that compliment to, would you say?
Muhammad Ali.
Oh my God.
No, Paul McCartney.
Oh, wow. Mackie.
I went to Halloween with Paul
Beatles fan.
McCartney. We went to, I went there, he's down in Peasmarsh, he lives next door to Chris Difford. And we went to his, you go, because some people are like that famous, right? It's like there's something wrong about it. It's just like wrong. Like Muhammad Ali's one of them. Like you're sitting there, like eating your dinner, and he's there. Or Mick Jagger, that was another. You're sitting there, and I don't mean it like in a name dropping way, but just like, you meet everybody in the business. You meet everybody, but there's some people who are like, they're not like artists. There's these other things, and McCartney comes up and he's trying to, because he's always trying to be normal, right? And he's having like Halloween party. He's like doing burgers and veggie burgers. And so he comes up and hands me a veggie burger, and you're kind of like it's like
Paul McCartney's just giving me a burger.
Well, what do you do? They're going to ask him to sign it. You can't eat it.
No,
you're just sitting there going like.
Did you keep it as a souvenir?
I know I had it.
Have you got any ketchup, Paul?
Yeah. Where's the onions? No, but so there's people who are beyond fame. They're like weird, like world figures, and it's like really weird.
And
man.
you, I mean, I've heard you, like, when you do your podcasts and stuff, you say things. Oh, my mate Joe Satriani, and I'm thinking, what? It's just little things like that.
No, but it's like if you go to, you know, I have a weird relationship with the music industry because I go in and out of it. I remember when we were in the charts, me and Bob Dalton were working carpentry with my brother in Cleatamore. You know, I love the construction thing. I love it. I absolutely love that. Like, you know, there's just, and so sometimes, I learned, what was the last thing I learned? I learned to be a utility locator in a town in Connecticut. I went to Connecticut for 6 months to learn to be a utility locator. Now, granted, my kids were in Connecticut, so I could be with them and stuff. But I learned to be a utility locator. I mean, I don't do it now. But if you wanted like to find pipes under the ground, I'm
You're
your
the
boy.
man. You're the man.
You could get a job in highways.
I love it though. You know, I love all that.
But you were just saying as we were setting up that you like the fact that you used to have a normal job and all that, and you kind of.
I will do it in a second. I've just done a course. I'm now a certified recovery specialist, so I can do that. I did that 2 months ago.
Is that like
so now
first
I
aid?
can counsel alcohol and
Right,
drugs and
right.
alcohol and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not doing that, but I mean, but I have loads of certificates because I like to learn things.
Yeah, brilliant.
I can't just do the music industry. I can't. I don't like it. I
And
think
you stepped out of it for quite a while, didn't you?
I do all the time. I'm in and out. I just find it very unhealthy. It's like a bad case of narcissism where you're just thinking about yourself all the time. And
Do you think that's necessary though to drive some of the success? Is that it's a byproduct?
it depends what you mean by success. I mean, was Michael Jackson successful? You know, I mean, I would say successful is when you finish your life. You know, you're relatively. You know, you kind of like you don't hate yourself, or you don't. You know, you're self-reliant. You've managed to take care of your family. You've got your kids out, and you know, I would look at success more like that. The fact that somebody's shouting at you screaming on 20,000 people screaming at you on a stage isn't my idea of success. I just don't think it is.
And do you not miss that at all? Do you not miss those big?
Well, I did it last year. I was with Hootie and the Blowfish at Madison Square Garden, but I'd rather do a house concert.
Yeah.
I'd rather take the money for a Madison Square Garden. You know, if you want to give me a check for a couple of million quid, but you know, it's just.
Was it like that playing with Planty then as well?
Well, I had fun with Robert because that was the first time I ever went to the top of the food chain. Like when you do those sort of gigs, that was the biggest guitar job in the world at that point. You know, playing guitar with Robert Plant in the 90s, that is like that's the guitar job.
Jets and all
There was
that
like
kind of
20,000 people like applied for the job, and I got it not because of my guitar playing either. I got it because Planty just liked me. You know, we had a laugh with him.
And do you think a lot of it's luck? I mean, we talked about that as well before, like talent versus luck, and being in the right place at the right time, and being just the person.
I think your unconscious is like this. They used to call it God, but I think there's two parts of your system. There's like your essence personality, and then there's your ego, your thoughts, and like I think we attract our energy to ourselves. So if you like, you know, I think we've already decided what we're going to do. Like the job was always mine.
Right.
I just had to go, you know, and I was always going to go and get it because it was mine. You know, I believe in fate.
Did you have the feeling when you walked in, kind of thing?
I wasn't even after the job. My manager told me to go down because you know, he said Robert asked for me to go down because I'd known Robert from it when I was with it Bites, but you know, I had my own record deal. I had loads of cash and I didn't need a job and all that stuff. But you know, when they said you want to go on a world tour, and I went like, yeah. But when you're at the top of the food chain, it's real fun, you know. It's like, you know, I know now why the Stones just keep going. Because it's just great. I mean...
You don't have to do a thing, you just turn up for the sound check and...
It's even less than that. Like somebody picks your bags up in the hotel in the morning, you know, you just go downstairs, get in a limousine, drive you to the hotel, you get in a private jet, you fly to the next city, you get out and you ride to the hotel and your bags are already in the room and you eat whatever you want and... You know, it's just like that, and I'd never done that before.
Is it true that some people, they don't even know where they are, what city they're in or anything?
Well, you go a bit nuts after a bit. If you stay on the road, I remember I think we did a 6-week stint once, and I think we did like Caracas and, you know, Venezuela and Mexico and like Argentina and like all that lot. We did that. And by the time you get like about, you know, a month in, you're not right in head at that point. I remember one time with Robert, they picked me up in the morning. I was living in Kensington and Sinclair Road, 98 Sinclair Road. I owned the flat, and I used to, because I'm soccer mental. I'm absolutely mental about football. Like I can't get enough. I can literally watch it from 7 o'clock in the morning till I go to bed. I went round. I got the Sun newspaper from there was a newsagents. And I come back, this is about 8:30, and I sit down, I'm reading all the soccer in the back pages and all that. Then the limousine come to pick me up. And, and I'm thinking I'm big shot and all that. I'm thinking, I'm feeling good, and I get in the limousine, I go, and then we go to the airport, we get in a private jet, we flew to like Rome or something, or Milan. No, we went to Milan. And then we went into the mountains in Milan and had this lunch thing, this beautiful Italian with Italians there, like, it's all right, what's wrong? And they're doing all, and the tomatoes and the food and the prosciutto, and we're doing all this stuff. And then we get in a helicopter and we go, and we like flying down in this helicopter for like about 40 minutes, and we landed in some town, I don't know where it is. And then there's like thousands of people at the bottom who are coming in, they're all going, ah, and it was a TV show. And we get off and we mime to the single, 29 Palms. We jump out and there's all these Italians going berserk, and we get out and then they go back in the helicopter and we go back again. And we landed in Rome, and now we're driving past the Vatican and all that. And we're going like, and we have dinner in Rome, again with the Italians, like, all right, this is a mare. And then we get in the private jet and we fly over. We land in Heathrow Airport and I get the limousine back and I come in the house about 11 at night. And the paper was still on the couch. And I sat down and I picked the paper up and I thought, did that just happen?
Did you go straight back to where you were?
For real. It was like, what was that? Like, what on earth was that?
The little lad from Egremont.
What?
The little lad from Egremont.
Lad from Egremont.
Yeah. But it's a bit like that.
Yeah. Does it mean a lot to you? Like, is it important that you came from a working class background?
I don't really think those thoughts, because I don't have like a negative self-image. I love all the people around here.
Yeah, no.
I think they're fantastic. I love the people around here. I've been all around.
Cumbrians are great.
I've been all around the world. I've met, and when I first went to Beverly Hills, I was a bit intimidated because I didn't have the self-confidence. I hadn't done the philosophical work on myself at that point. I was about 24, I think. And so I was kind of like, when you go into Beverly Hills, and I was with like a rich Beverly Hills girl, and I was thinking like, that's when I first realised that I would be considered poor.
Right.
Because I didn't think I was poor. I've got the mountains and the we had a great time, and the smell of the forests and all that, and the birds' nests, and the, in the straw, in the bales of hay, and like, we were just, man, it was lavish. But when I got to Beverly Hills, I realised that I was considered poor. And I was kind of like, oh wow, and they were like laughing at me because I didn't know like what red wine was good and what wasn't good. And I was just like, so at that point between, I would say,
Is that about 93?
I don't know what the year. No, it was before that, maybe 90, I think. Maybe 90.
'Cause you wrote that Homegrown, didn't you? You said you went out
I think
to
I
the
was
garden.
sober. I was sober when I wrote that, though, I think.
Yeah.
But because I stopped drinking soon after that. But I can't remember actually. I'll just be lying if I tell you. I'll just make some shit up. But I realised that that's what So I fought philosophically to understand how beautiful the places I come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could walk in anywhere now. I don't care. I don't care who it is, and I don't mean defensively. I mean I love everybody wherever they are. But I have a really high opinion of where I was born, like the people around here, and they're not nuts. Like the people around the world, they're all mental. Like compared to they say, those northerners and the mountain people, dude, they've got way more common sense and way more dignity, and just humility than what anywhere else.
Yeah. And I think that comes through in your music. We came to see you at Rose Hill just in March there.
With the Council House Tales, you like that one?
And that
the Cumbrian pride came across very, very strong.
Oh, big
very,
time,
very
big time,
intimate
yeah.
show.
And you said it's one of the
really
most beautiful places in the world is the west coast of Cumbria.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. I'm not just saying it. It is. It actually is. It's absolutely stunning.
Well, as a
but
Wookitten lad, I do agree with you.
Yeah. But I think you have to accept yourself. If you're a person like me with like a future vision, because I was always going to leave here. I was always going to go because the nature of. I always wanted to know what was over the hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people are feminine and they like to stay where they are. Feminine's a kind of protective energy, like I'll take care of what I've got.
Yeah.
And we all have a feminine, but and some people are masculine. They wanna see what's over the hill.
hill.
Do you know what I mean?
You jump off cliffs, don't you?
I do jump off cliffs, and sometimes I take terrible beatings and stuff. But you just, I'm going to be dead in 25 years, so I'm not dead yet. So I think, I've been in situations where you know, just horrendous situations. So I'm just, you know, when you're not frightened anymore. I've been most of my life was frightened. I was frightened most of my life in like a deep way, in like a deep fear.
Yeah.
You know.
When you were young and that.
Well, I didn't realise it, but when I look, I didn't know at the time. But when I look back in hindsight, I think, oh yeah, all that fear I had, you know, because I was brought up in you know, my parents were binge drinking alcoholics. Not alcoholics who just drank every day. You know, they would, but when they drank, they would like drink.
Yeah.
And so, but my mum and dad were such nice people, and amazing, like really kind
So was
people.
that like a juxtaposition?
Well, but then when they drank, they weren't like violent or anything, or they weren't like mean or anything like that.
No.
But just like it went from like paradise, where all the neighbours would come to our house. Everybody was there. My sister's friends everybody wanted to come to our house.
Party house.
It wasn't even a party. It was just there was cups of teas. There was like bacon sandwiches. Come on, lads, I'll get you some bacon sandwiches. My brother's bands were there. It was like a great, amazing, like high energy, friendly, loving house. And then they'd go on the drink, and then it all stopped. So it was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So when I was a young kid, and I was like 7 or something, I'd come home and the curtains would be shut. I'd be like, oh. You know,
You knew.
So as a result, I've grown up always waiting for that next shoe to drop. You know, I'm always kind of, if things go well, I'm always waiting for it to end.
When did you first get into the music then?
Oh, well, yeah, my brother.
Because of Baz and...
Yeah. With my brother. And I think, well, it depends how deep you want to go, but I think, you know, in terms of, I think my initial reaction with music would be because I saw my brother getting attention from it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that probably rubbed off in some way. But I also think, I don't think I was really born to do music. I think what I am is a storyteller. I think I distribute information. I'm more of a teacher than I am because I've got no interest in, you know, I don't mean it's wrong or anything. I don't mean that people who want to be a centre and entertain like Lady Gaga, I don't mean that's wrong. I just don't have that.
Right. You are a good storyteller. I think that's your, like you say, that's your forte.
Just to distribute information that would help people become themselves. That's if you get right down to it, if you want to get like philosophical, that's really what I am. I distribute philosophical information that will help people understand how special their own character is, their own essence is. That's what I'm trying to do.
Remember you once said that rock stars or pop stars who dress up, they're stuck with that, aren't they? They can't get out of it because once you have to wear a costume or a uniform, you can't go back to not wearing it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's your ego. It takes over you. I mean, you think that's who you are, but that, you know, that's your ego identity or your essence. Like when a bee collects pollen, like nobody tells the bee what to do. You know, there's no bee seminars or like, you know,
Come on, lads.
Bee meet, you know what I mean? Come on, lads, now here now. You know, you don't need like Cumbrian bees like, here that's it. You know, there's none of that. Because the bee, so that's what I mean by the essence personality. There's something that we do. So my essence personality is a teacher. It's not a rock star. Yeah. My ego, which is, you know, my ego personality might be a public figure in that way. But it's very difficult for me to be interested in wanting people to clap. I'm just not interested in it. You know, I mean, I'd rather they did. I don't mean like I'm against it or anything like that, but I'm not driven by that. The same as I'm not driven by money.
Right, yeah.
I wished I was, but I'm just not.
I think you know, though, you probably know that everywhere you go, you are going to love what you do. Because that's always happens. That always happens, doesn't it? Even from it bites.
If I do myself, if I just be myself, and I don't have any problems with anybody. If sometimes if I get like, well, I don't even do this now. I'm too old now anyway. But maybe in my 40s or something, if you get like, you know, you can be an arsehole to people or something like that. But you know, I tend to see everybody in the world as just as a reflection back. So if somebody's an arsehole to me, which they never are, I just think it's my own arsehole coming shouting back at me, you know. So I work on myself. I'm not interested in what you're doing or anybody else. It's like I need to, if something's going on out there, then it's going on in here. That's the way I see the world.
Going back to your house, I remember you said the tale about Ozzy staying at your house once.
Ozzy, yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne. It was the crack that was it you or on the bus going to school or something?
I think I was about 9 or 10, maybe 10, 11. But Baz was Ozzy's, my brother was Ozzy's first guitar player when he left Sabbath. And Ozzy absolutely idolised my brother, as everybody did. My brother just had something about him that everybody absolutely idolised him. They loved him like. And Ozzy was the same. And so he would stay at our house 4 or 5 days at a time. But I remember going round to the bus shelter and I said to the lads, the Gully Flats boys, I said, Ozzy Osbourne's on our couch, and they're like, get the fuck out of here, you know, what you talking about? But my mother made him come out and wave us off to school. So he was standing there like 8 o'clock in the morning going like this, and the Gully Flats boys were like, fuck, you know, it was such a weird thing. Old Ozzy, yeah. No, he did it though. He did it. It was totally cool.
So tell us about what's happening this weekend and what that means to you.
This weekend, well, my mum and dad were the most kind, generous people I've ever known, for real. I don't know how old you guys are, but there used to be a disco dance rock venue down at Nethertown called the Tour Bar.
I remember it.
I remember
And the Tour Bar
Village
was,
Inn in it later.
and there'd be lads from Workington
Yeah.
who would get pissed up at night and they couldn't make it home because they couldn't get a taxi, so they'd sleep in a barn down there, and they'd start walking home in the morning and they'd have to go past Gully Flats.
Yeah.
And my mother used to bring them in and give them like bacon sandwiches and cups of tea because they were like walking all hungover like this, about 6 of them. Hey, are you all right, lads? Come on in, I'll give you a cup of tea, lads. And they're just like, oh, really, man? And they, you know. So I grew up in that. My mum and dad were just unbelievably kind. It was just a very, very generous, giving household I was in. And so when they died, I just thought it was a shame because they used to feed all the kids in the state and all that. I just thought, you know, I think when people die, you get emotional anyway. So you want to try to keep your parents alive in some way. I think that was probably initially what it was.
So you wanted to do something in their memory.
Yeah, because I think I probably didn't want to lose my mum and dad unconsciously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't think that, right? But I think that's probably looking back, that's what it is. But so we just do that, and we just get together. It's not like a big deal or anything. It isn't like Oxfam or UNICEF or. It's just a little local thing where we can get like a couple hundred people in the room and we raise money, and nobody takes any wages or anything like that. Nobody gets paid. And there's nobody with BMWs or anything like. It's just a genuine 25-year small donation to give back to the world.
Yeah.
You know, when you give people things in the world, it's much better to give than it is to receive. It's a better feeling, you know.
But the list, it's like a who's who of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Play there.
The list of who's playing with Robert Plant's played there before. I've seen Christopher de Negram.
Yeah. No, people have been very kind to me to
Yeah.
come in. I mean, you know, to travel all this way. All the people who've come, they've travelled for miles to come and help us out and just, you know, do the weekend. It's
I think over the years, haven't you raised about $500,000 or something like that?
Yeah, we've raised quite a bit. And, you know, we give a lot out, help a lot of kids. It's a weird thing, though. The locals don't support us like the people from outside do.
Right.
I don't think if we were in America, this would be earning $4 million a year, because the Americans, in their blood, that's what I love about the Americans, is giving.
Giving.
The charity they always give, like they're unbelievably generous Americans, like unbelievably so. Like when you do well, they're really supportive of what you're doing well, you know. Yeah. But I found that round here, not because people are mean, they're just not part of. It's like they have no concept of raising money for charity. They don't think that way.
I think it's an awareness that you bring. The people know you and they know of the charity that kind of makes it a success. Or do you think
I don't know.
People sort of outside of your kind of fold maybe don't know about it, or
I have no idea. It doesn't really, you know, I don't get too concerned with it. But I would love to have the local support. But they just, you know, I just don't think that it's in the Cumbrian psyche to be that way out. I just don't think it's part of, you know, of doing that. You know, it's not how we weren't brought up to do that. You know,
but you don't do a big media deal over it, do you? You just promote it yourself through your social media and stuff.
You know, it is what it is. People who know what it is. It's a very special event, and the energy's through the roof. Like when you come to the gigs, like the people there, they're so friendly, and it's a community from around the world. It's been coming for like 25 years, and you know, it's become very. It's like an intimate charity.
Yeah.
Very intimate, like a little community that we have. And
it's ironic as well. Someone comes from halfway across the world to come to your event, but the money goes to someone in Myris or something like that, or Green Bank or something. It's unbelievable, that, isn't it? That transfer of, you know.
Yeah,
charity.
but you know, you just get. I mean, when you give, like when people get needy, like even in my counselling, because I've been counselling people now for 30 years, you know, and when people get needy, what they think they need something. What it is they need to give. Like that's what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, like they have to have given themselves Otherwise, there's no return. You just don't, like, if you take things from people, it's just not as good a feeling. You think it's going to be better, but it isn't. It's actually the giving that does it. So as long as I come here, I mean, I get over here, I do the best I can for a couple of days, and that's it. I can't do any more. I just do the best I can. I can't do any more than that.
But it works. It's doing a good job, isn't it?
And it's here.
It's here.
in this venue.
Oh yeah, it's in
where
the
we
Seacourt this weekend, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we tried to save money because we found that if we book the market hall and we have everybody go down there, and it's more inconvenient for them to do that. So it's better if we just try. This is the first year we've done it. We're just going to do the 2 nights in here. I don't know what it'll be like.
It's a good room.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But we'll see what it's like. We'll see what it's like when we, after the event. But we'll have a small online get together with all our workers on the CKDCF, and we'll just say, what do you think? Did that work? Did that work? We've also made the sponsored walk it's cleaner now.
Right.
It's much closer, because that was a difficult thing for people to try to get to Wasdale or
I think I once went round Ennerdale. It's quite a long hike in it round.
It is.
Right round.
And if
We were talking last week when we did our pilot episode about what a good music scene there used to be in Cumbria, West Cumbria as well in particular. Loads of venues, and we can both remember seeing It Bites before any of the big time. Really good club acts as well, really good covers. Do you think that'll ever come back?
No. You have to let that go now.
Yeah, I know. But you talked about the tow bar. I used to come through to Egremont, the old all 1 week, the tow bar, the village inn, as it was called later.
White House, was it White? No, the
That
White
was
House.
a
White House in Whitehaven.
The thing is with life, you have to understand that it's like if you get what I call calcified in a certain era, then you'll just be miserable for the rest of your life. Like the thing is to embrace whatever comes through. I could sit there and go, the 70s were amazing, which they were, but it might be because we were younger. I don't think the great feeling of my life now is any better than my daughter Elsie's feeling of her life. She thinks this is amazing.
Yeah,
So you can either act like an old steam engine guy who's complaining about cars, or you can just embrace what's coming in.
Would you say we've had the best music in our generation?
But certainly, we got the most authentic, no doubt. From the 50s right through to maybe 2000s, where because at a certain point people just started copying each other, or it was just another copy of a copy of a copy. But there still are some unique artists come out now, but there's no market for it now, because there's either huge corporate things like Taylor Swift, which is more like Terminator 3, like that type of movie. There's no great independent films like Harold and Maude or any of that. There's none of that now. And, there's not much you can do about it. I think the past is gone. It's only a thought in your mind. It's not real. So it's best to live in what's real, which is now. There's nothing else but now. All there is this interview. There's nothing else. There is nothing else. Even, doesn't matter what you think. As soon as you leave now, you're living a lie. If you live in the past, you're depressed. You live in the future, you're anxious.
You think that's why there's a lot of strife in the world, because people are trying to find this golden age that doesn't exist anymore?
I think people have left nature. That's what it is. We have to go back to nature in some shape or form, because that's where we come from. And I think that, you're either going to live from your essence or you're going to live from your ego, the ego machine. Like this phone. So when you look at a phone, the information is coming one way, like this way, but you're designed also to think your imagination and project it out. Like, wow, I could write a song, and then you project it out. It's supposed to go both ways, but it's only going one way. It's coming out this side and coming in, and it's not your information.
It's somebody else's.
And that's why, people are having we're going to have to reckon with that, because that's a damaging thing to the human psyche. Going back to nature is the smartest thing. Anything that nature produces is always a good bet, and anything that the ego produces is always some form of poison. Whether it's food, the colouring we put in our food, the blah blah blah, it's always something that there's some form of poison in what the ego produces.
So we asked you to bring your finest Cumbrian dialect word.
Assa.
Asa Mara.
I love it, I say, because it's really I say.
Yeah.
My brother uses that all the time. My brother's from Carlisle.
My
But he-
kids do.
But he
in
was
America.
a policeman. He was a policeman in Egremont.
Right.
And he was based in the old police station
Right,
in Egremont,
right.
Main Street. And he says Asa all the time.
I do. With Liz all the time. So, it's all right, I say. You got to talk like that, though.
Yeah.
It's because the White Devon lads were like, hey, Rasa, what's they doing? You know, so it was always like a thing like that. It was like, it's all right, Murray. You
Does
know,
it get used too much and out of context as well?
oh, no, we do it all the time in the house. It's hilarious.
You put that sort of inflection into it.
Always. I do it on the phone to my mates from me, and I've been doing it all the time. Hey, Rasa.
Do you say it to the Americans?
All the time. All the time. Because I haven't lost my accent at all. I mean, some of the words I've had to reel in a bit because they don't know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
It's the flat vowels, isn't it, of Cumbrians?
sometimes they just, huh? What's that? You know, they're like, all right, Murray.
Just,
But
yeah.
I love that thing like that. Oh, you're a sir. It's like, oh, sir. It's like, there's like a thing with it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite thing.
And sometimes someone else, you'll say a sentence and the other person will go, Asa, at the end of it.
No, that word my kids are doing it and everything. I used to get my kids to read stuff, put matter on the end of it. Yes. Okay. Come down and we'll be okay in 5 minutes, Mara. I used to go,
Oh, man, that's amazing.
Well, Francis, thank you so much. I know you're on such a busy schedule, and
I'm going to score some crack cocaine, so hurry up, you bastards.
You've given us the benefit of your very
Yeah.
limited time tonight.
Absolutely fantastic.
We can't thank you enough for that.
I wish you all luck with your podcast. Just keep going and don't worry about what people think about it. That's the best advice you can give to people. Don't worry. You guys like it. As long as you love it, don't worry. Just don't ever get concerned with what people think about you. It's none of my business what you think about me. That's your business. If you don't like me, then you can have that. It's my business what I think about you. And if I don't like you, then that's something wrong with me.
Well, we're going to get some good Cumbrian names. We've got Ollie Alcock lined up. He was asking after
I love
you, by
old
the way.
Ollie.
Aye.
Is Ollie coming in?
Aye, Ollie's going to do
Ollie's
it.
gonna
Aye.
do it.
He's great.
We're going to try and get Buzz.
He's
Buzz
always
is-
like, me old... What does he say?
Me old mucker.
What's he say?
Me old mucker.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, me old bean. And like, he's always old Ollie's doing that. He was a mate of Bazzy's, Ollie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Them guys would always... He had that white... I always remember Ollie with a white SG.
The double neck.
Yeah,
He's
I always
just sold
remember it. Oh, he
It's
did?
gone to America.
Yeah. I always remember... That's how I know Ollie.
He's not
from
playing
that.
now, is he?
Aye, he's just painting.
Yeah, and I, sometimes he puts paint... It was like... Maybe 1 out of every 4 is killer.
Yeah.
I always comment on it when it is.
Yeah.
He does some of them, and I don't really get it. But every now and then he'll do one. I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
some shit right there, boy.
Yeah. So we're going to try and get Buzz as well. When you
Buzz
see him
is
at the weekend.
Buzz supports our charity. He's an absolute wonderful man.
Yeah.
He's a very, 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 very nice man, Buzz,
Yeah.
and I've got utmost respect
He's
for
a
the
great
man.
guy.
Actually, we saw him at Rosehill at your last gig. He
Yeah.
was there, so,
I've done gigs with Buzz. He stepped in a few times. And he's a rock and roll jukebox, isn't he? You know.
He just, he comes, he does our charity event, and he just plays covers, and he'll do some like covers at the end, and he just does it for money, and they throw money in a jar, and Pink Floyd, Zeppelin, all the old classic rock covers,
Aye.
and he loves it, Buzz.
yeah.
He's great, isn't he?
Just loves it. I just have utmost respect for the man. Great guy.
Well, listen, thank you so much,
Yeah,
and good
thank
luck
you.
for the
Thank you,
weekend.
lads.
We hope it goes really well, and we're going to make a donation
Yeah, we are.
to your charity as well.
I wish you'd come, and you guys should have come. It's
Yeah.
I know you're working, but it's you would be very welcome there.
So it's Friday and Saturday. We'll try and get
Loads
those.
of drugs. You get loads of. I know you guys are like this.
Yeah, I've stopped drinking now. So.
You don't drink?
No, not
When did
anymore.
you stop?
Last year, February 25.
What did you stop for? Were you mad?
A bit of a heart issue.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
See, I stopped because I was out of my mind when I was about 25. And,
Steve Jones, but that's another story, is it?
oh, dude.
I've heard that one.
I was in a bad shape with that dude. Really bad shape. And, but I haven't, 35 years now since I've had a drink. So
You've done well. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Anyway, that's it. I'm out of here.
Thank you very
Frank.
much.
Thank you,
Cheers,
lads.
Frank.
Good
Thank you.
lad.
Cheers.
Good one.
Thanks so much. Cheers.